2 pig platter challenges at the corner house. Ever wonder what happens when someone voluntarily doubles a food challenge? You're about to find out. Hey Chew Crew, I am here at the Corner House Ice Cream Parlor in Gladwin, Michigan, about to take on their pig platter challenge. This absolute hog of a sundae starts with 2 whole bananas, 5 huge scoops of their house-made ice cream. They have dozens to choose from. Then they load on 5 toppings of your choice, and then load it all with mounds of whipped cream and a few cherries for good measure. I've got 1 sitting to complete the challenge. It's about 1.5 to 2 pounds total. The prize, pretty darn cool. It is a pay-to-play challenge, but in exchange for an empty bowl, the parlor gives the winners a picture of a pig, some crayons, and it's their job to color in the picture, and the parlor hangs all of these colorful pictures of pigs on the walls for the entire season. And at the end of the year, the whole parlor is lined with all these cool pictures of pigs. And then at the end of the year, they take them down, save them for posterity, which I thought was a really cool prize. Something very unique I haven't seen before. If anyone's seen any of my other food challenge videos where I've taken on sweet treats, you know I don't have a sweet tooth. I have a whole mouth full of them. So let's go in. I'm gonna eat 1. I'm probably gonna eat 2, and then we'll go from there. It's gonna be an adventure. Come with me. Now, the pig's platter isn't your average sundae. This thing is custom built with scoops of your choice, and Corner House has dozens of flavors to pick from. Seriously, building the platter is half the fun and half the challenge. With over 80 flavors to choose from, there's fruity flavors, chocolatey swirls, candy-loaded chaos, and more dairy delight than I knew what to do with. Here's a list of all 10 flavors that I decided to go with. And really what I was looking for when deciding which 10 flavors, I was going purely for what flavor I would enjoy. I could have probably done 10 scoops of vanilla and tried to scream through this challenge as fast as possible, but I thought, well, I might as well enjoy myself a little bit. If I'm going to suffer through a brain freeze or 2, I might as well have some happy taste buds. And to be honest with y'all, after doing several challenges that have been a eat fast or fail kind of a deal, not having a time limit and this being more of a savor the flavor showdown, it was really nice to pace myself, enjoy the ride, and let those brain freezes sneak up naturally like a polite Michigan winter. So a lot of these were definitely centered around chocolate. I am a sucker for great chocolate ice cream, and a lot of these flavors actually had candy pieces embedded in the chocolate ice cream, which made for an even better experience. I did, however, realize that a lot of chocolate is eventually going to get, I would say, borderline boring. It's never bad, it's just more chocolate. So I did throw in a couple that were more fruit forward. The raspberry rendezvous was amazing. The acidity from the raspberries really cut through the rich dairy and all the chocolate. And I also threw in an apple pie, butter pecan, strawberry. I wouldn't say healthier ones, but the fruit definitely was a nice change up from the chocolate. As far as the toppings go, I kept the toppings the same for both sundaes, but I chose 5 different toppings for each of the sundaes. For both of them, I chose blueberry, strawberry, pineapple, red raspberry, and wild cherry. Again, making sure I'm getting my servings of fruit in to offset all of this dairy. Now I've got to ask you, what's your go-to ice cream flavor? Are you a classic vanilla type, which by the way is the world's most popular? A mint chocolate chip purist? Maybe a bold, reckless, rocky road ranger? Drop it in the comments below. I genuinely love to see what you all crave when it's time for a scoop, or 10. As for me, I've tried some wild stuff over the years. I remember several years ago, went to Massachusetts, and it was July or August, super hot, so of course, best time to get ice cream. And they had dozens of different flavors to choose from, and I locked eyes on the tub that I wanted, and when we went up to order, my wife goes, "I know which one you're getting. You didn't tell me, but I know which one you're getting." I said, "No, you don't." I said, "You're getting the lobster ice cream." Yes, it's a real thing. It has a buttercream base, real chunks of lobster, Yes, it was just as weird as it sounds, and let's just say, thank goodness the corner house didn't have that flavor on the menu. Baby spoon.
Why? Why the baby spoon? He's using the baby spoon.
I've been called a lot of things, but I'd say the title that I embrace most is a grade A professional dork, and this challenge was no different. I decided to dive into the second pig's platter using one of Sophia's baby spoons. Was it efficient? Absolutely not. Was it ridiculous? Most certainly, but if I'm going to suffer through brain freeze, I might as well do it with a little bit of flair. Because as I mentioned earlier, this challenge was about balance. That delicate dance between, ooh, this is delicious, let's take our time, and, ooh, I can't feel my face, I really need to slow down, or, wow, I can't get enough of this, let's eat it as fast as possible. It was just kind of an ebb and flow, fun one, which was definitely a big change from a couple of my previous sweet food challenges. The two most recent ones that come to mind were the Tootsie's Speed Run and the Candy Kitchen Mega Volume Milkshake Challenges. And those ones were 100% full throttle, get them down as fast as possible challenges. Stick around to the very end of this video. I'll make sure to drop a link for both of those challenges at the end. And while these challenges are absolutely awesome, breaking records, getting sweet t-shirts, this challenge was more than just food. Yeah, it was about testing limits. Yes, it was conquering ice cream Everests. But mostly, this one was really about making memories, getting to share some laughs with Amelia, meeting up with my sister and nephew for a few scoops, and just chatting with some of the fellow customers and the corner house staff. It was the kind of warm, welcoming environment that makes a challenge feel more like a celebration than just a contest. So I did take my time, we joked, soaked in the moment, and even though I walked in planning to just film a food challenge, not to wax poetic, but it definitely felt a little bit like capturing some of that summer magic. And speaking of summer magic, I recently got to cross off another big item on my food challenge bucket list that I promised a few challenge videos ago. A steak challenge. And this was not just any steak. This was the Dick's Last Resort Big Meat Challenge. And if you've ever been to a Dick's Last Resort, you know the service is intentionally rude. But they hit me with something during this challenge, figuratively, not literally, that I honestly didn't see coming, and it made the whole thing way harder.
One person eating all of this. Is it a challenge? Yes. Very right. One person eating all of this.
Me. I'm the person that's going to attempt to eat all of that. You'll have to watch that episode to see exactly what they did, but let's just say they brought the sass and I had to bring my A game. Well, that's cool and totally unintentional. With this video dropping on July 18th, tomorrow, July 19th, is National Ice Cream Day. I guess I'll just have to go and celebrate with some more ice cream. This food challenge day, however, there was no additional ice cream for Charlie. To quote Pooh Bear, I was having a bit of a rumbly in my tumbly at this time once my stomach started realizing I had ingested the better part of 5 pounds of ice cream and other sweet toppings. All of the flavors had started to get kind of muddled together, and it was just sweet, it was lactosey, and I was starting to hit that dairy wall / sugar wall where I kind of didn't want any more ice cream, which I don't think I have thought more than once or twice in my life. Truth be told, doubling this ice cream challenge wasn't just for kicks. This was a stress test, a full-on sugar-fueled simulation for something way bigger that's coming up. I won't say what it is just yet, but let's just say if you thought this challenge was wild, The next one's going to be colder, crazier, and absolutely unforgettable. Stay tuned, Chew Crew, it's coming. While eating that second pig's platter with a baby spoon brought a nice touch of whimsy, when it came time to power through the last bit of this melting madness, I had to bring out the shovel. Big, reliable, no nonsense. It's the spoon equivalent of a snowplow in January that helped me scoop up the last bits of melty ice cream and polish off this second delicious pig's platter. I couldn't have done this without Amelia. She was definitely the best cheerleader I could ask for, bringing her A game and helping me defeat this challenge in just over 16 minutes. For devouring 2 platters worth of amazing ice cream, I was given 2 pictures of pigs to color in. I tried to stay within the lines as much as possible, but Amelia's picture probably turned out a little bit better than mine. I was able to survive some brain freezes, check an awesome ice cream challenge off my list, and have another excellent day with the family. Priceless. If you're hungry for more sweet treat adventures, make sure to check out both videos shown here. Thanks for watching, supporting, and chewing along with us. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and make sure to tell me what your favorite ice cream flavor is in the comments. I need ideas for the next time I get a little too ambitious in front of the dessert case. Until then, stay sweet, stay hungry, and I'll see you next time.